Hey beauties, TT time with Bella Brooklyn, and good morning. I'm here today with my tea. Remember, anything that goes in the cup is tea time. So today I want to talk about a situation. I was talking to somebody that I know. They came to me yesterday about advice, and the advice was, how do you be a parent to a troubled child when there's a two-parent household? And I listened to the situation. And as I told this person, on my view, on my experience, that when there's a two-parent household, my kids grew up in a two-parent household. My wife and I raised phew, over 20-some kids. Us being foster parents and me having 4 biological kids and grandkids. Um, it takes a team. It's a team. It's teamwork. It doesn't matter how you look at it, what people say. Yes, it can be a single parent household. My grandmother raised me that way just as well. But when it's two in a household, it's called teamwork. My wife and I have always been a team. That's how we raise our kids. Our kids can never play us against each other. When one knew, the other knew. Um, and one thing we never did was go against each other. Um, if the rules were set, they were set. If the structure was set, it was set. We didn't change it. Uh, but when you're not a team, more confusion, more drama, more chaos within the household. I say all of this is because I'm a true believer in family and our family building together to keep our kids safe and out the streets. To give them the love that they need within the house where they don't have to run to nobody's arms for that extra love that's not going to be good for them. But again, you have to be a team. It takes two. It takes two. I used to laugh because when we first got our foster children, uh, one of the oldest ones used to try to play me and Zay against each other. So they'd come and ask like, "Oh, can we do this, that, and the other?" And I'd be like, "Well, okay, well, wait till Zay come home." Then I go to Zay and they say something else, not knowing I already called her, not knowing we already had a discussion, you know. So when she get home and we talk in front of them together, we are both on the same accord. A lot of houses need to be like that. And not a lot of houses need, especially two-parent house, they need to be as a team. Sit down and talk, have discussions. That's one thing we did with our children. We had so many family discussions. They used to come in the room and sit at the bottom of the bed and just inform us about school, inform us about street words, the new street words, um, but also just talking about their feelings. Um, and again, that's teamwork right there because that's a family. That's two parents and your kids sitting down and having a discussion. Household should always be like that. It should always be a discussion, at least if it's once a month, once a week, every 2 weeks. It should always be a discussion. And for many years, that's what we did. We always kept it. Even now, even though they're grown, the communication is even better with us because they're grown now. They know how to communicate. They know how to have a discussion to resolve the situation. So, as I'm telling this person this and giving them the advice yesterday, I don't mean to step on nobody's toe because that's not me. I'm not somebody that want to go in somebody's household and break it up because I'm not. Um, but when I see there's love, genuine love, and I see that two parents that's trying their best to do the best for their kids, you know, my heart goes out because, again, sometimes us parents, we don't even have that outlet of talking and trying to get that advice of what should I do or how should I, you know, as a parent, handle this situation, you know. Then when you're a parent in a two household family and the child is not yours and you're a step parent, sometimes we got to take that off the table too. We got to stop using that title. I hate titles. That's why I don't ever put a title on myself. Yes, in society, I am a black woman. I am a lesbian. Those are titles that they gave me. I didn't give myself. I would never give myself a title. And I always say this because who is somebody to give me a title? Who am I to give somebody a title? You just you. If I was born under this name, this is who I am. If I choose to change my name, that's who I'll become. So, again, who am I to give somebody a title? But I ask to take it off the table because when you're a parent, you're a parent. Regardless of who child it is. Even if that child is not yours, you still a parent. If I sit on my porch right now, I'm still a parent, even though that's my neighbor kids over there. Why? Because as a parent, I'm still looking, I'm still watching to see if they're getting hit by a car. I'm still seeing if they got hurt outside, if somebody's bothering them, that's a stranger when I know they parents. I'm still a parent. I don't put a title on it. So a lot of us parents, we got to stop that, especially step parents. We have to stop that. Um, when my kids address Zay, honestly, they be like, "This is my other mom. This is my other mom." My daughters and them, they call her Pappy. Zay has a lot of names, guys. My son called her father. So again, it was never, "Oh, this is your stepmother and this is your stepmother. And this is your." It's never introduced as a step. It's never a title. This is your mother. And then some people be like, "Well, which one is the biological mother?" Now, if you ask them about the biological mother, definitely that'll be me. But title, no. That's sometimes we gotta put those away, uh, especially in our household. But again, I come back to saying this. Um, with that title, we still have to love on that child, even if they're not ours. Um, that child look for that comfort that they didn't get in a biological parent. They look for that love. They look for that security. They don't look to get beat down with words. They don't look to hear, "Well, I'm not your biological mother. I'm not your biological father. I'm not your biological family." No, they don't want to hear that because they're looking for a family. They're looking for love. They're looking for siblings. They're looking for rather it's a one parent or two parent household. But today's topic is about a two parent household. Honestly, that's what I want to talk about because in a two-parent household you bring together, it just be a lot of more structure. It just be a lot of more discipline. And the discipline don't have to be with a belt or being abused. The discipline can come from your words. The discipline, even with your words, you still have to, as a parent, be careful what you say. I took parenting classes, and I'm glad I did, honestly, because it kind of showed me who I am as a parent and what I was missing, or what are some of the things that I could have corrected as my kids was getting older. But I took it, and I'm glad I took it. I think some parents should just volunteer and just go, and just do it if you can. We learn a lot, you know. My upbringing was what goes on in the house, stay in the house. When we got discipline, yes, my grandmother beat us. Yes, my grandmother put us on punishment and stuff like that. My grandmother was very strict, honestly. And all we knew that was out of love because she cared for us, because our parents wasn't there physically, you know, to do things for us. But she was, and she was a single parent and a one, just with these kids, 6 kids. But my grandmother did it, and I don't knock her for doing it. But this certain discipline just didn't need to be done. I feel like if you talk to your kids at a young age and you start them out like that, that's where that security come from. That's where that safety come from. That's where that trust come from. If you start them out early. I start my kids out very early. I taught all 4 of them to whatever you did wrong, right? It might not look good. You come and you sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's communicate. That's what we got to keep open in the household, the communication. But that's also for the parents as well when it's a two-parent household. That communication. It can't. It's a lot on one parent when they're in the household and they feel like everything is on them. But as a step parent, that's a bigger challenge. Because now, how these are not your kids, but you stepping in as a parent because you love them and you want to take care of them, and that's your job to do, to take care of them and love on them. you know. But again, when there's another parent in the house, you need that help too, to secure your position, to make sure they understand who you are, where you stand at, what you giving, and how you giving it, you know. So again, parents, I say this, and adults, I say this, listen to our kids. Um, Work as a team in a household. Don't go against each other because it doesn't work. And when the kids see that, the behavior starts up. They're not going to work with each other. You're going to find more arguments between siblings because the parents is not on the team. One parent going this way, one parent going the other way. If a parent is staying, if one parent is out making the money financially and the other parent is home, that house should be structured. So when that other parent come home, then they'll know what to do and how to do things. It won't feel like a burden on either one of y'all. In our time raising our kids, that's how me and my wife was. She gave me the opportunity to go out there and work, you know, and financially for a long time, I was the breadwinner. I was bringing home the bread, but guess what she was doing? She was doing the bigger job. You know what she was doing? She was being that parent in the household. She was making sure the house was clean. She was making sure them kids got on and off that bus. She made sure them kids was clean. She made sure that they had a bath, homework was done. My kids was good. I never had to worry when it came down to my children. You know that, and I say that all the time is because you'd be surprised of how things could turn out. I'm sorry about that, guys.